All right, as we are every week, we are here with the USC men's volleyball coach, Bill Ferguson, and you guys swept George Mason, your only match of the week. What did you like out of that match?
Well, I like that we got to play a couple different guys. We got to give Christian Rivera a full match, and we got to give JB Green a full match. JB, we knew we were going to play him and rest Henry the week prior, so we were able to work JB into the match against Santa Barbara the week previous, so that we didn't just throw him in totally cold. And Christian has been doing a great job in practice all year, and he's someone that we think might be able to help us out down the line as if we need to go to the bench a little bit. It might give us another a little dimension. So it was good to get those two guys some time. And it was also good to, we got Ben Lamb the third set and got to rest Shandrick a little bit. And the other thing was we had a match where we got used to playing in the North Gym. I mean, it's a much different deal than what we're used to. So it was really important that we got used to the environment in there. For the players, what was it like playing there? Obviously, you talked to me last week and you said you guys would get some practices in, but actually playing in that kind of environment, what was it like for them? They're kind of rolling with it. They have a level of appreciation for, again, that's where most of our history from our program has been made. And they do like the fact that it's close quarters and it's loud and, less people in there makes more of an impact in there. But for them, our guys are pretty good at focusing on the task at hand, so I think for them it's just more, it's just a different place where they got to play an opponent and do well. We're starting to talk more about our internal, I use the term internal scoreboard, and not worry so much about the score that's up there, but more our own level of play, and that's something that we have to keep challenging our guys to get better every week. So that's a little bit more what the focus is.
You talk about focusing on the task at hand. How hard is it to get 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, when you have an 11-match win streak like this, to not think about the streak itself?
I think we just have a great bunch of character guys that get it, that understand that it's not, once we win a match, it's over with. We move on and figure out what we have to work on, and we figure out what our opponent's going to come at us with, and how we best have to do that. And this group's been fantastic about moving on and focusing on the next task at hand. So we don't talk about win streaks. I couldn't tell you when it started. I don't know if any of our guys could tell you when it started. We're just looking at each opponent and trying to play as well as we can and to win the match.
For you at this point in the season, if I had told you guys would be the number 2 team and you'd have this success and you'd come together like you have, would you have been surprised?
Maybe to a degree. I think internally we all thought, when I say that, I think the staff, myself, I thought we had a chance to be good by the end of the year. And I've said it ad nauseum. I think that we were going to win the ones we should. I think we were going to probably lose a couple we shouldn't, win a couple we shouldn't, and so I think we're kind of on course there. Maybe we've, looking at what's out there, I think we've done, what's, I think we've hit everything in our wheelhouse so far, and but we've still got, there's still a lot to do. There's 5 teams that are all within a match of leading the league right now, and there's still several weeks of league to play, and we're going to play Stanford, and we're still yet to play Irvine, and Long Beach is getting into the mix, and we have them at the end, and UCLA's got to play Irvine another time, and BYU and UCLA play twice, and there's so much going on, and we just, for us, it's not looking at, hey, are we in second? It's looking at, we got to play Pacific on Friday, and we've got to focus on our game and make sure that we're healthy, that our minds are right, and that we're playing a good high level of volleyball.
Talk about it, because obviously at the beginning of the season you guys had a lot of tough road games, and now you have a stretch where you're playing your next 4 at home, 2 at North Gym and 2 over here at Galen against, as you said, Pacific and Stanford this week, and later on, I think April 7th against Irvine. How important is this team now, since they have grown together and you've built up this strong win streak, to have some comfort of playing at home against these teams a second time?
Well, it's awesome. I mean, we knew that the road games early were going to be huge for us. Being a young team, having that learning experience, and having again, first 3 weeks of the season, we had UCLA. In backwards order, we had UCLA, we had Irvine, and we had 2 at BYU. So we had some, great experiences, great stuff to learn from, great barometer. So it's great to be at home now. It's logistically, it's a little different with having to move gear and equipment back and forth to the gym. So, it's kind of like another thing to focus on, or another thing to keep, to force us just to focus on the volleyball. So it's all good in one manner or another.